make sure it fits. Well, it didn't come out too bad, but this middle one, I got a little bit of it's not quite square, so that's those done. I've got to do that one. It's a LP Cool 35 litre compressor 12 volt fridge. Right, let's get the fridge in there. So it's just a little brass bolt there. Just making up one of the drawers for the kitchen unit. Very basic, no fancy joints or anything like that. Got front, back and sides here, and the base piece. So I'm just going to butt join the sides to the front and back, and the base is just going to go in this slot I've routed out, 6mm slot, 6mm ply. Yeah, once that's all together, I'll glue it as well, glue it and pin it. Once that's all finished, I'll then make a drawer front for it, which again will be in ply, but especially this bottom one, I want it to be quite a deep drawer. So yeah, I'll just have to cut a piece of bigger ply just to screw on the front for the drawer front. Yeah, I'm just going to just put it on wooden runners. Doesn't need to really be on anything fancy. Yeah, so I'll just get this together and show you what it's like when it is all completed. There we are, it's my basic box built from a drawer. Just got to wipe off all this excess glue and make a front up for it, the runners, and make sure it fits. Make sure it is square. Yep, that's looking good. Yep, that'll be fine. Got the glue on the thing. Right, let's have a little bit of a clean up, get a damp cloth and get that excess glue off. Well, there's the first one kind of done, apart from the front. Got the runners in. I've gone for quite a loose fit. Obviously it's wood, that could expand, so I don't want to make it too tight. That should work okay. I want to have this first one as quite a deep drawer, so I'm going to put quite a high front on it, I think. Yeah, should I do it like that, or should I have three? I think I'll use the runners for the next one, the top runners. Take the next one to there. Yeah. Think about that one. And I must remember to not make the next one quite as deep, because I've got that block there in that corner which just holds that back panel up this end, because there's no fixings on the back on that back panel, so I can remove it from the other side. Yeah, so the next one up is going to have to be slightly shallower anyway, not much I don't think. Oh no, hang on, no, that will go. Oh no, could make the same size, that will go all the way in. Yeah, right, okay. Let's decide what size frontage you want to put on there. There's a drawer front on it. Just got to drill a hole for a knob, give it a coat or two of varnish, and that'll be ready to fit. Yeah, so you can see how it's sort of depth, sort of pans and stuff. in there. Right, I've now got the bit for this water tank. I'm going to now get that done. Right, and then I can go on and varnish that once this is out of the way. Right, so we've now drawer front on there. Built these two for the top. They're all slightly different sizes. That's obviously a really deep one, and I've got these two shallower ones at the top, which I've just got to do the fronts for. Which that's the front for this next one. So it's got to go on there. It is cut from the same piece of ply as this bottom one, so it should tie in quite nicely. Yeah, so I've just got to fix that on where it needs to be. Put the knob on there and then cut another one for this top one, and then that'll be all the drawers done. Which will be a relief because I don't like making drawers. That one didn't come out too bad, and the bottom one didn't come out too bad, but this middle one, I've got a little bit of that. It's not quite square, so when that sits in there, when the front is flat, it's a little bit twisted, so I've got a bigger gap this side than I have this side, so I'll have to account for that when we put the front on it, so it will sit in line with this one. So yeah, that will be a little bit off centre, that the middle drawer, but it'll drawer front rather, but it'll look okay once it's once they're all shut. It's just yeah, that's a little bit off square, unfortunately, but I've got enough wiggle room there for it not to matter too much. Make it a loose fit, and you can sort of get away with it. And there's the drawer fronts all done. Just need to give it a varnish or two or three, and put the other knobs on. Door for that side, shelf, then that top sort of cover, well, sort of, I think I'm going to have to do that, hinges at the top, just to make sure I can get a seal all the way around the bottom, a continuous seal. Yeah, so that'll, I've got to already cut that piece to go on there, so that'll sort of flop, come up on hinges. Door there, open that way. Yeah, I think that will do it actually. Right, let's get on. Get some varnish on these. There's the drawers done. So they're just on wooden runners. Yeah, just got them on these battens, on these runners here. Plenty good enough for that. And I just need to put some sort of catches, magnetic catches or something, some way of holding them back when in motion. I've made the door, I've just got to put the hinges, that's just drying, it's got a coat of varnish on it. Yeah, so I've got a door to go on there, so we'll need to also put a shelf in somewhere in there, and I've got to do the front of this piece. Well, I've cut the piece of wood, I've just got to mount it on there and put some seal round. Just need to cut a little bit of this batten here down so I can just get a fixing on this tap. So that's all plumbed in. Yeah, so I'm now working on just doing a piece up here Just cut this piece of ply and put a little batten up the back of it. So that's going to go on there somehow, like that. Just got to fix that down, and then I'll do a little unit up the top here. This side, from probably about here. Just got to leave a 500 mil gap to the top of the hob, to the bottom of that. Yeah, so I've just got to make a little unit for that. And that should finish all that piece off. Yeah, so it's coming along. One cupboard door. Just got to put some battens in there. I have made a shelf. I just need to varnish it first before that go in. Yeah, I have just got this one of these little roller catchers on here, but I don't think that's going to be sufficient really, so I might put a magnet as well in there, maybe at the top here. Magnet is probably better, don't get as many rattles with a magnet. And then I've got to figure out some way of keeping them shut. I could think about something like a bit of angle or something on this corner that you can just lock when you're moving, which will just keep the whole lot closed. Yeah, I don't really want roller catchers or magnets on these really, because that could be a little bit annoying when you want to use them. They're a bit hard to open. Yeah, so that's those done. I've got to do that one. Yeah, which, as I've said before, I'm going to have the hinge from the top, so I can get a continuous bead or continuous seal around the bottom. And I might even put a piece across there, like a piece of upstand as well, just to make sure. Yeah, nearly there with that. This is the fridge I've got to go in the van. It's a LP Cool 35 litre compressor 12 volt fridge. Put that inside, got some controls on the end. So yeah, I've been making up a tray because it needs to slide in and out. This is the back end of it actually. Yeah, so that will sit quite tightly in there. These little blocks just hold it in place. That gap there is just so the power lead can plug in without being fouled. I've got these heavy duty runners, which I'm going to fit to the side, and just been making up a couple of pieces for the other runners to fit to. So one will go on that side, that'll screw to some existing battens on the van, and this one will go on this side. This can be screwed into the floor. So yeah, that's those. I've just been putting some varnish on them. Yeah, so that's quite a simple tray. A bit of wood is stuck, but yeah, just some 12mm ply, some 34x34 batten, glued and screwed together. So I think that should hold up okay. Yeah, so now have a look and see how we're going to put all this together and make it work. Right, there's the tray fitted. So you can see I've got this piece here which holds the outer rail, held on with a batten on the floor, and on this rail is held to this piece of upstand which is fixed to this inner batten here, and that is level with where the front is going to be. So we can have a front piece on there. Right. Yeah, I think that will. I'll get the fridge in here and just make sure it's all okay. But yeah, looking okay. This is just off the floor. I just used a piece of 6mm ply clearance under there and I set it up. But yeah, I think that should work okay. Right, I'll get the fridge and pop that in there. And I need to make a front. Then I can frame this piece and close all that off. And then I can fit my sockets and my other bits that have got to go here. My USB and some switches. Switch panel I've got to put in as yet there. Yeah. That was that one sort of thing, just hold me up really, getting that done. But, right, let's get the fridge in there. Alright, there she is. And that is a snug fit in there. That is not moving at all. And I've got clearance from a power connection there. Yeah, let's get around the other side if I can. And this is the problem now, getting from one side to the other without using the side door. Yeah, so that'll sit there. I will make a front piece for it, probably with just the handle and these controls showing. So that will pull out like that, and that does come right the way out. Lid can go up. And back. I'm quite pleased with that. I thought that was going to be a bit more difficult than it was, but no, that wasn't too bad. The worst piece is going to be cutting out a front piece. I'm going to have to put an upstand piece on there as well. That's my frame, and a piece across there, something like that. And I think I've run out of this now, apart from this bit. There might be another odd bit, but I don't think it's going to be long enough. But we'll have a look, might find something. Yeah, that's coming along nicely now. Just need to wire in a power point for it, or a 12-volt socket somewhere over there, with the back there, with enough sort of lead so that will just pull out and go back. Might just need somewhere suspended the lead so it doesn't get trapped underneath when it goes in and out. But yeah, that's something I'll have to think about. That's all those in place. Got a seal around the inside of there. Just need to find some way of keeping it shut now. I did have some magnets, but they ain't really gonna do it. I need some sort of latch, I think, to make sure that will stay nice and shut. And I need some way of locking off these doors and drawers when in motion. But that's basically all there anyway. Right, I got a bit ahead. Didn't really do much videoing with this bit. But I've got the fascia on around the back side of it, obviously. I've got my fascia piece here for the where the fridge is going to go. So I've got to cut out where the handle will stick through, and you can also get at the controls. I can't show you the sliding in and out at the minute because I'm just gluing a block on the back of there for a little bolt to go on the inside of it, so when you're travelling you can just sling that bolt across and that will stop that from shooting out. And I've just been putting in some switches, all the sockets. So I've got a socket, I'll show the other side later when I do this, slide in and out, show you that. Yeah, so I just wired in me 240 volt socket there. That's the back of a USB. This is the back of a USB, which I've now wired in. There's also a couple of switches here at the bottom, which will be for TV and fridge, so we can switch them on and off as required. And that switch there is for the two USB sockets. Now that USB socket is a C-line one. I can quickly show you the other side of that. If we can get the light round here, get the camera around here. Yeah, see that has got, let's get some light on it. Let's do this on one end. So that has got its built-in sort of touch switch, and I did have that wired down where the where I've got the other 12 volt outlet. But the problem I found is whenever you turn the electrics or turn the 12 volt off and then on again, this defaults to on state, which is not what we want. I thought that would be off and then touch that and it comes on, but it doesn't quite work like that. You have to, every time the power goes on, the 12 volt goes on, you have to physically turn it off, which I didn't really want. So I'm wiring that in along with this other one, this other this side of this switch, so I can just switch that and it will turn both these on at the same time, should I need them. Yeah, like I say, these other two will be for the TV, which is going to be up there. I've already got my 12 volt outlet up there, and I've got to fit my fridge one, well, possibly here, 12 volt outlet, either there or across there. It depends how the lead will hang once I've got it in there. But yeah, that's all going to be switched from there. I've got a little door in here which you can't really see. That's the back of it. So if I do need to get any long bits of wood in here, if I in the future, any 2x4s or something, I can still shoot some right the way through, and that also gives a little bit of access through into here from the other side. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, getting that done. Yeah, and I'll show you around the other side later, that'll be a bit clearer then, and possibly get the fridge in here so you can see how that all works. Bit of sawdust everywhere. Yeah, so yeah, need to have a bit of a hoover up as well. That's done with. That's the spare cable for that. Right, let's get on and wire these switches in. Right, just bunched all those up in that piece of corrugated conduit there. So got me two switches here. These are going to be TV and fridge. Got red and black coming out there. Power to the fridge, which I'm waiting for the socket for that, so I can't really do much more with that. I'll let that hang. There's a switch for my two USBs, one there, one over there. link cable between, so that will switch both these. Yeah, and these are a couple of cables. One is for the water pump, and the other one is for my little water level meters, gauges, things, indicators. So yeah, that's all got to be tidied up, and I'll run that in some of this stuff as well. Just run that across. I've got to go over there somewhere. Yeah, so that's all coming along. So that's that side. So that will look. Got the slide out thing here. I've just got the bolt on that. I've got a little bolt the other side just to stop that from moving. Bit loose wire. Little cupboard door. That's the wire for the fridge. There. Yeah, so around here just got a little bolt around the corner, and that will just slide out, and that will have the fridge in there. So it's just a little brass bolt there, just to stop that. So that won't move when you're in transit. That's on a magnet. So I've got me USB, like I say, this is on a touch switch, but it does by default automatically come on when the power comes on, which is a bit of a, if you switch that off, switch the power off there, and you switch the power back on, it comes on. So yeah, that's why I wanted that on a separate switch. So they both switch off that. That's my little thing for me, and my waste tank is full. Little LED there, 240, and that is TV, and that'll be water pump, fridge. Yeah, so that's those. Yeah, water pump is on that one, heater is on that one. You can probably see under there. That's better. Yeah, so that's this light, that's that light, that's kitchen light, that's water, that's heater. Yeah. So electrics, apart from the 12 volt, which has got a socket which got on the end of here for the fridge, so when that goes in, that's pretty much it really. Yeah, and for the drawers, stop them shooting out, I've got these little clip things which are sort of sprung loaded, but they're not quite deep enough to go on there, so I'm just going to have to pack that out with a bit of yeah, that sits too proud, it won't go right in. A bit of 6mm ply behind there will just hold that. So we've got 3 of those, one for there, one for there, one for there, and we'll probably get a couple for this up the top here as well, one for each side up there, and that'll sort that out. Yeah, so that's all come along really nicely now. Got the little unit up here. This is yeah, I just made this. Wife found these in a charity shop. These are actually tin with little bamboo lids, so I'll do for tea and coffee. So I just made that little unit there, and yeah, whatever could go in the top there, don't know what, but yeah, so that is practically Oh, I've just got this door off at the moment because I'm just cutting it down a bit so I can use them latches with it. That was too wide and too deep, so once that is done, that'll be kitchen complete. So there's my fridge in position, and the drawer. I've got that fascia a little bit off centre. Well, the hole is in the centre, but how it's fixed on isn't. I've had to go a little bit over this side and get out of the way because I needed this bolt on here just to lock it in place. So yeah, that slides all the way out. Just do the catch on the front and that will lift right up. So that should work okay. Just got to wire that in once my little connector turn up. Yeah, so that sits on there like that. So it'll close like that. I can then open this door, reach round, put the bolt through, and that's locked in place. Yeah, so that should work okay, I think, and also I can get to the controls on the front. Yep, that'll do fine. I may or may not at some point do that just to level that up. You know, functional wise doesn't make any difference. It's just aesthetics really.